Have you ever wanted to travel around the world, but either didn't have the vacation time or money to do so? In today's video, we will travel around the world with our taste buds without leaving Oahu. Let's discover some of the many different restaurants here on the island serving tasty dishes from their culture. At the first stop, I will be traveling through my taste buds to Okinawa at the Sunrise restaurant located on Kapahulu Avenue and Herbert Street. This is a small hole-in-the-wall serving popular Okinawan dishes. The parking lot is small, but there's lots of street parking on Kapahulu Avenue. Okay, hopefully you can hear me because my mic died, but it's a pretty simple menu, and this is it, that's all. And I'll give you a close-up, but they have a combination. And I think that's a pretty good deal. $18 for sushi, freshly made sushi at the sushi bar. And you have your pick of Okinawan soba, spare rib soup, pig's feet soup, or special miso soup, all of which are classic Okinawan dishes. They also have champuru, which is the pork with bitter melon. She said, I'm with my friend, but he doesn't want to be on camera. She just said the rafute is special order, yeah. So they do have it, but you have to pre-order. They also have Okinawan stir-fried soba or noodles instead of the soup, grilled salmon, grilled mackerel, pork cutlet, hamachi kama, and Okinawan tempura, deep-fried squid and poke as well. I think I'm just going to get the combination. I think that's such a deal for fresh sushi and maybe like some Okinawan soba because it's a rainy day today. Oh, also, it's bring your own beer. It's a little bit too early for me, but my friend, he's off, so, but I don't know, maybe later tonight. And it's Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yep. That totally doesn't match. When I think of Pabst Blue Ribbon, I think of the South or some trailer park or something. Okay. So we got our food. I got my soba first, and this is it. I'll give you a close-up so it doesn't smell, but it's got the thick Okinawan soba noodles and the fish cake with a piece of pork and ginger. And then my friend Derek got the pork champuru, right? It's got egg, bitter melon, and pork. And is that tofu?
Yes.
Okay. And then it also comes with, well, you have to get rice on the side, some pickled daikon, and the miso soup, yeah. So that one had the seaweed and chunks of daikon, it looked like, and other things. A lot more stuff than regular Japanese miso soup. Okay, so I'm gonna try some of Derek's, the bitter melon, the champuru. This bitter melon, egg, and some pork. Actually, it's not too bitter. They cooked it really well. It tastes good. What do they say? Okinawa is one of those blue countries.
Because they live over 100 years old?
Yeah, they live for a long time, and it's probably because of this. This is all like really healthy food. Okay, so I'm going to try the noodles. I like these thick noodles. And the ginger is very flavorful. Usually I'm not a ginger person, but I like it in the soup. And then try this piece of pork. It looks really tender. That pork was really tender and yummy. And it has a shoyu taste to it. So we're just discussing, we're not sure if it's that pork dish. How do you say it again?
Rafute?
Rafute, yeah.
It's probably not.
It probably isn't.
Or maybe, I don't know.
And there is a nice slice of fish cake. Overall, the broth is very tasty and porky. And it has a really nice ginger flavor to it. Alright, so I got my sushi. That came out. They freshly made it. Pretty good combination for 18 bucks with the soba. You got some egg, something like a California roll, 2 pieces of ahi. I'm not sure what this is. Do you know what this might be?
The white one is?
Yeah, these two.
Not sure.
Oh, we'll taste it and see. It looks like squid and shrimp. Alright, trying the ahi. Fresh. Yummy. And the rice, though, I noticed is a little bit more vinegary. And I don't know, I mean, maybe it's in my head, but if that's a different thing from Okinawan sushi, from Japanese, it's a little bit more tart and vinegary. We're not sure what this is, but I'll taste that. Interesting. The lady said it's hamachi. Usually I like hamachi, but that one's a little bit more firm, so must be more fresh or something.
Yeah.
Has a little crunch to it. This one is squid. And then their version of a California roll with the imitation crab and the avocado and cucumber. Okay, so this is Sunrise Restaurant on Kapahulu, close to Waikiki if you're visiting. And that's gonna be our representation, or the pick for this video to represent Asia, something different than regular Japanese food or Korean food and such. The next stop is in South America. Mimi's Peruvian cuisine has been on the island for many years. They serve tasty Peruvian foods, everything from appetizers, an array of entrees, and even homemade desserts. You can find everything from chicken, beef, and seafood dishes here, and everything is amazing. All right, we're here at Mimi's for our South American part of this video. If you haven't been here, it's here on Keamoku Street, right across from Walmart. They share it in the Samsung Plaza, so you can park in there as long as you get it validated. It should be like $1 or $2, or you can find street parking. Or if you want to really be naughty, you can park across Walmart for free. I don't know, but I'm here with Derek again, and we're having our Peruvian food. This is the dips. She said that one's picante, spicy. I'm not sure what that is. And this is like kind of like their chips, but they're a little bit different, almost like a fried kind of pita, if anything, if you want to compare it. So I guess I'll try the creamy one, creamy sauce. There you go. Crouton. That's what it tastes like. More than I guess it could be like fried pita bread. And that white sauce tastes like ranch. Derek said there's cilantro in there too, but it reminds me of a ranch. It's creamy, it's yummy. I'm gonna try the spicy sauce. It looks scary actually. I like it. It is spicy, but I like spicy. But not too spicy where it's like you can't eat it kind of thing. That's good. Okay, so we got the Inca Cola. This is from Peru. It's their soda that they all love. I haven't had it in years. You know, I've been to Mimi's before, but this is, I feel old. It was in Restaurant Row back then, and they moved here. So me and Terrence actually went there together way before I filmed, and I haven't had this since.
I think it tastes like
I know it has a familiar taste. Yeah, it's like pineapple Fanta with cream soda. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I do taste the pineapple too.
Yeah, it's like a slight, but very slight. It's actually really good. It reminds me of pineapple syrup on shave ice. Or banana, or I don't know, it's like a fruity, weird cross between banana and pineapple. But it has the carbonation. It's really good. If you like that artificial pineapple taste, which I do actually, it's good. It's yummy. We got the Peruvian ceviche, which is a little bit different from Mexican ceviche. We got the mixto, which is everything in there. So it looks like there's actually, does that look like a scallop? Oh, wow. And then some shrimp. Sometimes there's mussels in there. I haven't been here in a while, so I'm not sure. There's also some mahi-mahi. That might actually be it, the fish. That looks like a scallop, but it's not. So if you've never had ceviche, it's pretty much raw fish, and they squeeze a lot of lime juice on there, or some kind of citric fruit, and the acid cooks the fish. And it has chili peppers in there and onion. All right, so this is the fish. The onions are good. Yeah, there's mussels in there. I don't know if those are baby clams too. These little tiny ones. If you're a fish lover, you'd like it. It's just very lemony, and the onion is fresh and just like really clean flavors, and it's not fishy at all. It doesn't smell bad or anything. So yeah, there's these roasted corns on there that look really, really crispy, and I put some hot sauce on my shrimp. Thought the corn was gonna be like hard, like the stuff at the end of the bag of popcorn, like where it gets stuck in your teeth, but it's like really light and airy, and it just kind of crunches. All right, so our next dish is the cilantro rice. I forgot what it was called in Spanish, but
Arroz con pollo.
oh, arroz con pollo. Okay, and then it's got peas in there, carrots, and it comes with chicken. And if you're wondering why we ordered so much, we all got a dish and we're just sharing it. So this one's Aiden's pick. So this rice has cilantro in it. It actually tastes like gandoudi rice.
Oh.
We were just making a comment that the peas remind me of it, but it's just peas, it's not pigeon peas, but it really tastes like Puerto Rican rice. So if you like that, you will definitely love this. I'm gonna taste the chicken that came with it. I don't know. To be honest, it just tastes like chicken. It could be seasoned a little bit more. It's kind of just like a plain chicken and rice kind of deal, but the rice is really flavorful. But it also comes with tossed cilantro and onions mixed with chili peppers. So if you pair that with your chicken, I'm sure that'll give it a lot of flavor as well. All right, so we got our lomo saltado, which is a Chinese-influenced Peruvian dish that is very, very famous in Peru. Sorry, it's really loud in here because it's getting kind of crowded. It's very tiny and very quaint in here, so there's not many tables, but they should be leaving soon. Okay, now it's quiet. But the lomo saltado is one of the top dishes, famous dishes in Peru. And a lot of Chinese immigrants moved there, I believe in the 1800s, I might be wrong, but a long time ago, almost just like our plantation days. And there's a lot of Chinese people that live there, and that's the influence. It's kind of like a stir-fry beef. And it comes with fries and some rice. And you can also get it with chicken or other meats. So I will try it. Here's the beef. It's almost like steak. Last time we had that at Restaurant Row too. And I think what makes it even pop more, if you love cilantro, there's a lot of cilantro on there, so when you bite into it, it's really flavorful. Sorry, cilantro haters, but if you do like cilantro or Chinese parsley, it's really good. And then Derek got the arroz chalpa, right?
Okay.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And it looks, same thing, Chinese influence, looks like Chinese fried rice, has a little bit of beef. You can ask for chicken or a different meat as well on that, has egg, and some cute little wonton looking things, very interesting. It's almost like a mini gauji.
Well, yeah.
It's super good. That's why I highly recommend people get out of your comfort zone, especially some local people. They don't like to try anything else but late lunch. You will find so many similarities in the world with other cultures, and it almost has the same familiar taste, but a little bit different. So it's nothing weird to try, and I think you'd broaden your horizons and you'd actually find out that you like something that you're not familiar with. Your lomo saltado also comes with fries besides the rice, and if you like crispy fries, you might get disappointed because I put the meat over it, but it's actually good because some of it's crispy, but some of it soaks up the sauce of the beef, so it's really tasty. All right, it's dessert time, and they have some interesting desserts that are homemade. Derek got the flan, which is a Latin American Latino dessert that's always popular, Mexican cuisine, Peruvian cuisine, they all love it. And I got a special one. It's, what is it? Dulce
de leche?
Dulce de leche, yeah. So it's like a milky cheesecake. So I think that's cool. That's also a Spanish thing, right?
That's one where they get the evaporated milk in a can and they
Yeah, it's almost like caramelized, yeah. All right, I'm gonna try the cheesecake first, so here we go. I keep saying I'm not a sweet person, but certain things I like. And that is, I like it. It's a really deep caramel taste. Of course, it tastes like cheesecake as well. And the graham cracker crust. Oh my God. I'm not a flan person usually, but it's creamy. I don't know, does flan have egg in it? Kind of tastes eggy.
Custard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a custard, yeah.
But it's got that sweet sugar top on it. So if you like flan, you'll probably like this, but I don't usually pick it as a dessert.
We'll make a stop to Africa, Nigeria to be exact. Enchanted by Aloha is a food truck located in the parking lot of the Pearlridge Mall on the old Sears side of Kamehameha Highway. They offer Nigerian staples such as fufu, fried plantains, and jollof rice, and various soups. If you ever wanted to try authentic Nigerian cuisine, this is the spot to do so.
Alright, so I got my food from Enchanted by Aloha. It's a food truck, of course, in Pearlridge. The Sears, the old Sears side where the old Zippies used to be, and you see that whole line of trucks. I will say, if you're interested in Nigerian food and what it's about, definitely go on her Instagram page. I'll put the information below and in the description box for the Instagram, because that's when you know she'll be open. She's not open every day, and sometimes there's emergencies and such, and she's not going to be there. So that way you don't waste your time. She also posts the hours of that day if she's open, when she's open till, because it changes and varies. But I got one dish because it is quite pricey, I'll say that. But you have to understand a lot of the food ingredients made in these soups and dishes are imported from Nigeria. So it is expensive to make because you're not going to find this stuff in the grocery store. So I got the most iconic dish in Africa. It's also found, besides in Nigeria, Ghana, and other places, they eat a lot of fufu. And here it is. It's made out of usually cassava root. Sometimes they might use yams, but I believe this is cassava. And it's really nice and soft, and it's hot. She keeps it in this wrapped bag so that it's hot. Let me get a close-up for you. I'll get more close-ups when it's out of the bag. Usually you eat Ghanaian food and other foods from Africa with your hands. I'll try my best, but she did give forks because I just came from there. I'm sitting in the car because it's drizzling, and there wasn't any tables available to eat at. There are some picnic benches, but they were kind of taken, and it was really hot and sunny, yet it's drizzling outside. So I am going to eat in my car, and there's no place to wash your hands, so I'll try the first bite with my hands. With the fufu comes egusi soup. I'm not sure what's in it. Looks like chicken. So I'll give you a close-up of that. And so you're supposed to use your hands, take a piece of fufu and dip it in the soup. Okay, let's unwrap this fufu. It just smells starchy, and it kind of feels like hot mochi. So I'm going to take some, put it in the hand, and then I guess you're supposed to dip it in the soup. First time for me. I'm just taking a little piece right now because I have not tried it, and I just want to make sure I'm sure I'll like it, but just in case. That has a lot of spice in it. Not hot spice, well, I feel a little heat, but it is very well seasoned with, I'm not sure, different kind of spices. I taste a little garlic. I know I'm not supposed to compare, but I do this for people that have never tasted something like this before, but it kind of reminds me of the flavor of a fish jjigae in Korean soups or stews, because it has a fish flavor, and they might have put some dried fish in there, but it has a nice seafood, rich, deep flavor. Very good. This fufu doesn't really have a taste. It's just like a starchy taste, a vessel to dip your soup in and get all that flavor. There's some greens in here, so let me grab some greens. Looks like some spinach or something. The fufu, to me, the texture is like mochi, but a little bit wetter, like a cross between maybe mashed potatoes, like a harder mashed potato, and a mochi. So if you don't like fish, you probably might not like it, but I like it. Oh, there's an oxtail in here. Oh my goodness. A little oxtail, but still good. And another piece of meat. I'm not sure what kind of meat. I'm seeing these little beans on here, and I'm guessing that is what the egusi is. I read that, is it a bean or something that thickens the soup? This is the second African
cuisine I've tried. I've tried Ethiopian food before, and I enjoyed it. But, you know, Africa's a big continent, so different types of flavors. This is way different from the Ethiopian flavors. Let's try this oxtail. Very heavy on the spices. Like I said, not the heat. Just different kind of spices going on to season this food. It's soft meat. But I will say the fish flavor in here is very prominent. So even though you're biting into the oxtail, it tastes like that fish flavor. Then we'll take a piece of this chicken. Fall off the bone. So soft. And I noticed she offers a jerk chicken, which is a Jamaican thing. But this actually has jerk chicken flavoring on it, and it's like that blackish coating around it that usually is a part of jerk chicken. And it's not that it's burnt, it's the spices, the Jamaican allspice that has that color, and it has that flavor. But the chicken's super soft. I'll say the chicken didn't really soak up that fishy taste. That just tastes like jerk chicken on its own. You get 2 pieces of this little meat. I'm not sure what it is, if it's pork or not, but let's try it. I'm guessing it's pork. I might be wrong. Looks like a little pork chop. But again, it soaked up all the spices, so all the meats are flavored throughout. And it is heavily spiced, heavy on taste. So the fufu is the perfect vessel to catch all that sauce. If you like heavy taste, this is the dish for you. Tons of spices going on. It's like a party in your mouth. I don't even know how to figure it out. It is tasty. I definitely get it again, and it's unique to eat this. And where else can you find Nigerian food or any kind of African food in Hawaii? So it's great to have it in the center of a mall, so it's accessible. Lots of parking. She doesn't take credit cards, but she does take Venmo. So I used Venmo to pay her, or Cash App, or just cash. So really easy to pay. It does take a little bit of time to cook the food. She has a kitchen in there, so I would say give her at least 15 minutes, so you can't be in a rush or anything, and especially if there's people in line in front of you, which there were. So be patient and go try some Nigerian food. Open your mind to different cuisines. You'll definitely, it's nothing weird, and don't be scared. It is delicious.
And lastly, you have to go to South King Street in Kalihi for a taste of Samoa at Tia's Samoan Food. There's everything from plate lunches to desserts that are homemade. Parking is sparse as it is located right next to Ray's Cafe, but there are a few metered stalls available on the street. This is one of the only places I've seen to get Samoan food by entree in a plate lunch form instead of by weight. Okay, for our final stop, we're here at Tia's off of North King Street, right kind of next door to Ray's Cafe. Everybody knows where Ray's is. The parking is hard. Today, for some reason, it was super crowded, but sometimes if you come on an off hour, there are about like 5 or 4 metered stalls or so right along King Street between Zippy's and Tia's. So Tia's is unique because the mom who runs the shop, Miss Tia, is from Western Samoa. And we were discussing that, you know, all the markets you go to where you weigh the food, such as Tammy's, I've done a video there. There's KNS Market off of Middle Street, and various other Samoan places are not cooked by Samoan people. It's usually Korean families that own the market. So this is one of the unique places where an actual Samoan is cooking real food from their family recipes. And the best part, I talked about it in that Tammy's video, is that you don't have to go to these markets and weigh your food, because by the time you put all the food on the plate, it's kind of too late to, and hard to say, I don't want it anymore. Because when you weigh it on the scale, it comes out to like almost $30 sometimes. You don't even get that much food, even though it's tasty. So this is what I said in the video, that past video, that if somebody opened up a Samoan place that just had a plate lunch, a straight price, that would be great, because you can just choose or put 2 entrees, just like plate lunches, and just have a straight price. I think they'd make a lot of money. So here it is, the first place that just makes a plate lunch. You have a choice of 1 entree. If you want to up the price, they will give you 2 entrees if you have a bigger appetite. You get 1 starch. I got the banana, the green banana boiled in coconut milk. You can get kalo or taro in the coconut milk, but I've had it before. I've never had the banana, or rice if you don't like any of those. And it all comes with a side of sapasui. So let's start off with the sapasui. If you don't know what it is, it's pretty much long rice, we call it in Hawaii, or glass noodles, and it's mixed with some soy sauce, like a sugar soy sauce marinade usually. This one looks like it has vegetables in it. Looks really nice. Here it is. Wow, that's a flavor bomb. It has a lot of flavor to it. Very distinct shoyu taste, but it's got something like a meatiness to it. There are bits of meats, but it's like very beefy. Like the noodles really soaked up that soy sauce and beef taste, or maybe pork, but it's like that meaty taste. This bite, I had a chunk of meat, and they're in there. It's a couple pieces. I don't know. Is it pork? But it kind of tastes like steak. Nevertheless, it's very delicious, and I like the little chunks of meat that you get in every bite. And all in all, very flavorful. One of the better ones I've had. If you've never had it before, if you like Korean japchae, this is similar. Less sugary though, but very tasty. Ooh, on that bite, I got a little piece of garlic. So yummy. It's like a little surprise. I got the corned beef. It's big slabs of corned beef. In my other Tammy's Polynesian video, some troll said that that's not Samoan food, and you know, it may be not indigenous, but it's part of their cuisine and most Polynesian cuisine. But I love it. It is so good. You have to realize different foods come around from different parts of the world and they make it their own. So it is still part of Poly cuisine. Look at this big, thick slab. I'm just gonna bite into it. Wow, super meaty. It's soft, but still has a little bite to it. Only get a little bit cabbage in there, but you get your money's worth of meat. Think of it as the Irish style corned beef that you have on St. Patrick's Day, but without too much of that pickling spice. It's more of just a savory, salty flavor, and it goes well with the cabbage, just like regular corned beef brisket. That is so good. Very meaty. They give you a little bit of fat, which is good to not make it so dry, but it's definitely not dry. It's been simmering for probably hours to make it tender. Just fall apart and delicious. This would really go well with rice, although I got the bananas, but this is really good. This would be a very nice meal. All right, I got the bananas. I got 3. I'm not sure if you get 3 usually, but very nice family. The son was in the front helping and preparing the food, like not preparing it, but putting the plates together. Very nice gentleman, and Tia is also very nice and sweet. If you've never had a boiled banana, it tastes like potato. It's really good. Or like ulu in a way, but this is boiled in the, or simmered in the coconut milk. So it has a really nice coconut flavor. This is really good actually. I think I preferred this over kalo though, because this one's not as dry and it's more flaky. I feel that kalo sometimes when it's just cooked in its whole form gets really too starchy for me. This is really good. All right, I'm just whipping through this because we have a lot of things to do. They also make a lot of pastries. So I'll show you this clip. This is the inside of their kitchen, and Miss Tia, she was too shy to be on camera, so she declined, which I respectfully acknowledged. But she let me inside the kitchen just to see some of the dishes. You can see some of the pies being made by scratch, and the kalo in the pot with the coconut milk. But this is pani keke.
and they said it's similar to ondagi if you want to compare it to something, and it looks like a huge one. Looks very crisp and delicious, and they have all kind of pastries in the front. Some I can't get all of them, but got the main ones. They even have German buns with peanut butter and jelly, and I think coconut. So let's take a bite into this one. No ways. If you like ondagi, this is it. This is exactly like ondagi. Wow. It has that oily taste, not in a bad way. That oil taste that reminds you of fried foods at the fair. That's what I love about ondagi, and this has it. So good. And it's not too sweet, just like the ondagi. It just has a slight sweet flavor, and the inside is just like it. It's kind of denser than a malasada, but it's still fluffy. Next dessert is the classic half moon pie in Samoa, and this one has pineapple in it. Kind of looks like an empanada. So hopefully I don't make too much crumbs, but here we go. I just got a little tinge of the pineapple, but wow, I can tell I'm gonna like this too. The dough is flaky and light, but let me get to the middle. The pineapple is so sweet and good, but it's not like terribly sweet. You can tell it's a nice sweetness from the natural sugars of the pineapple. That is super wow. Another thing to recommend you try, it's delicious. I've always seen it around the bakery by KPT, by Sunny Mart, and the Old Lily's Barbecue. We were just talking about that at work, where Mitsukin used to sell Samoan half moon pies, but I never did try it, and I'm so glad I did. This is super good. If you like desserts with a tropical flair with that pineapple taste, it's almost like coconutty too. Get this. And lastly, you can't go to a Samoan place without having some pani popo. And if you don't know what it is yeast rolls, almost like a bread roll. They're buns, and they're topped with coconut milk. And that's the great part. And the coconut milk sinks to the bottom of the pan, and it soaks all of that up. I wasn't gonna buy any because before they were only selling half pans and full pans for like $30, and I don't need that many buns, but now they're making a 3-bun pan, so perfect for people like me that just want to sample. So here it is. Look at how flaky that is. It's almost like a dinner roll, but it's not. It's a dessert. And on the bottom, get some coconut milk, so it sopped it all up on the bottom. I mean, look at this. It's so gentle, fluffy. If you're into making bread, this definitely rose correctly because it's filled with air bubbles, and you can tell it's going to be just fluffy. Damn, that's good. You taste that yeastiness. I don't know how to explain it. When I was a kid, we went on a excursion to Love's Bakery, and they let you taste the bread right out of the oven. It tastes like that. Like, so you know it's freshly made in her kitchen, and it's baked. I mean, it has that yeasty taste like that. It just came out this morning. But when you bite into it, you taste that roll like a dinner roll, but then you get that hit of coconut milk. Sweet coconut milk, bread, how can you go wrong with a little bit of sugar? You're gonna taste the crusty top now. It has a nice brown crust flavor, a little bit charred, but in a good way. But you know it's homemade, and on the bottom get a little bit sauce, so I'm gonna scrape all of that with the rest of my bread. So good. So that was Tia's. Definitely go there. If not for the plate lunches, the bakery items are outstanding. Wonderful family, really nice people, very humble, and loving the spirit that they're giving. And the food, I would definitely go back again. That was yummy. The only thing is the parking, but have a friend drop you off, call it in or something, drop you off, grab it, and go around the block and pick them back up again, and you're good to go. You can eat in there as well. They have several tables if you want to dine in, but I think takeout's the way to go because you can not actually find parking if you have somebody to drop you off. My point of this video is a lot of people here that live here they're not as open-minded to other new cuisines out there or cultures. We're kind of used to our own, even though we have a lot of cultures here, our own cultures that have been here for many years. But there are so many other immigrants coming here and making wonderful food that I hope you open your mind and try some of these businesses and their cuisines. And I think these people put their heart and soul into their cooking and they want to share it with you. So why not take their offer, try it out, don't be scared. You know, none of these dishes are weird. Some people like look at the sign and they walk away and say, I don't want to try it because they're not sure what it is. But all of it is just like any other culture. You have your meat, your starch, and maybe a vegetable or a side. All of it tastes great, and the way I'm comparing it to different cultures, foods from their cultures, is only to show you that it tastes kind of familiar, and if you like that kind of food, why not like that? And I just thank everybody that works really hard in the restaurant industry, trying to make it out here because it's really hard, showing their culture's food and being not afraid of showing it and being proud to do so. All the dishes we tried in this video, whether it's me and my friends, were awesome. So definitely go out there and try one of them if you have the time, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. With that being said, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on another food adventure next week. If you like this, press the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again. Peace out, take care everybody, and aloha.